Hello, hello. We are back again. Welcome. I'm still reading The Warmth of Other Suns, and we're going to get into it. Good Friday morning. I'm on page 155, and I'm going to share. I'm just going to get into it. They talked among themselves when George, Mud, and Sam weren't around. They didn't like how George, in particular, had a way of being when they considered, what they considered impudent with white people in a way that made everyone nervous. Things had gone too far, as the other pickers saw it. These boys had been up north and were going to get all of them killed. That night, after the defeat over the Tangerines, they went in secret to the owners of the Grove. Us come by to tell y'all how come us didn't work today, they said. Them boys, Sam and Mud and Little George, you know them is bad. Them boys is bad. We know y'all has always done a good part by us colored folks, and we wanted to work. But them boys told us if we put a ladder in that tree, they gonna snatch the ladder up and stump us when we hit the ground. So we scared. We know y'all is good white folks and has always done a good part by us, and it wasn't none of us. I want to stop right there. So you have these three men, Sam, Mud, and George, who are trying to take advantage of the situation that they're in. It's during the war, and the white folks that own these groves, they need pickers to pick the tangerines out the trees and stuff, but they're paying whatever they want to pay. And so Sam, Mud, and Little George, they've been up north. They've seen the promised land. They've, have been able to see white folks as equals. So they have come back to the South with that same mentality. But you have the others who ain't went nowhere, who are still in that same environment, who have a very, frightened and scared mentality of white folks. And they kind of just go along to get along. But Sam, Mud, and Little George is trying to start things up. So pretty interesting. It's kind of sad how you have, people who conspire against you and you're just trying to help them to see their own worth and their own value, but they're just too afraid or don't, have the same courage as you. So pretty interesting. Let's continue. Sometime later, a young man was tending the Grove owner's yard. He was clearing debris around the garage when he heard voices inside. They were the voices of Grove owners talking among themselves about people on the color side of town. Something about the trouble some men were causing in the Groves. The yard man recognized the name of Little George Sterling. Schoolboy had helped him fill out ration papers for sugar and gasoline. It was wartime, and he wouldn't have gotten any if he didn't have papers, and he wouldn't have had papers if George hadn't filled them out for him. That night, after work, the yard man went to Little George. Little George, I come to tell you what I heard them saying about you boys today in the garage up there, he said. George looked at him and listened. I heard them plotting that they gonna take you boys out, he said. Say if they get rid of you three, that the rest of them they could handle. Say, 'cause y'all got a big influence over them others. And so they scared of y'all. So they planning to get rid of y'all. The yard man said he heard mention of a cypress swamp 18 miles out from town. They talking about taking y'all out to Blackwater Creek, he said. They talking about giving y'all a necktie party. They gonna take y'all out there and hang y'all in one of them cypress trees. Something in George half expected as much. The man went on. I thought I would tell you, 'cause you always were nice to me, he said. When I had papers to fill out, I would bring my papers to you. You would always do it for me. You never charged me anything. And I wanted you to know, I came out here to tell you, y'all better watch yourself. I appreciate that, George told him, not wanting to betray the churning in his stomach. Man, I ain't studying about them people. Inside was a different story. I couldn't rest comfortably, he said. I want to stop there. So, as you can see, little George and Sam and Mud, they got a target on them because of them others that spoke against them to the Grove owners. The Grove owners now understand they got to get rid of them to control the others. So sad situation, and something that has never changed and just is just still going on to this day. So I'm gonna keep reading. Leaving was his only option. He went to tell his father Big George was trying to set out a little grove of his own at a place called Grand Island, 5 or 6 miles out from town. He had just put his orange trees in the ground and had had to haul water out to them to soak them so they could catch root. Little George helped him haul lake water in barrels. Together, they poured the pails of water at the roots of the trees every evening. Out in the grove that night, little George told him his plans. After today, I'm not going to be able to help you haul no water, he said. I'll help you water these trees. Then I'm going to get my clothes together and I'm going to take on off because I'm not going to change. He told his father what his father already knew. Men had been hanged for far less than what George was orchestrating, and there would be no protecting him if he stayed. In Florida and in the rest of the Deep South, the killing of a Negro by a white man ceased in practice even to call for legal inquiry, a white Southerner observed in the early 1940s. George and his father lived with that reality every day of their lives, and now it was right before them. So the best thing for me to do, George told his father, is to get on out from around here. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. The killing of a Negro by a white man ceased in practice even to call for a legal inquiry. What does that mean? I believe that means white men was able to kill black men with ease, without even the thought of being legally inquired about. Like, it was just that free, that easy to just kill a black person and not even worry about having to answer to anybody. That's very, very disturbing. Very, very disturbing. And it says that a white Southerner said that in the early 1940s. Wow. Not too long ago. So yes, I wanted to share this passage of this book to you. And it's really interesting. You know, the fact that this guy, George, he has to now leave his family. He has to flee because he said it. He's not going to change. He's not going to change. He's going to stay who he is, stays true to who he is. But he also understands that if he stays, he's pretty much a dead man because no one there will protect him. Sad stuff, man. But yes, that's what I wanted to share for today from this book. And yeah, I'm learning so much. I'm learning so much, and I'm just going to continue to share and keep reading. And yeah. As far as what I'm watching this movie called Haunting of the Queen Mary. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, I have no idea what this movie's about. This is like my third time watching this, and it is a mess. Like, it reminds me of a very pretty woman, like a woman that's beautiful, but when you try to talk to her and get to know her, she has nothing to say, nothing to offer, no personality, just, nothing to offer. But this movie is like that. It looks beautiful. The photography and all that, the clothes, everything, the set design is beautiful, but I have no idea what this movie's about. It's called Haunting of the Queen Mary. And I'm just watching this while I read. But I just wanted to share this. I have no idea what this movie's about. It's like they're on this ship, the Queen Mary, and it's like going back in time between like the present and the past. And yeah, I don't know. But yeah, check it out if you want. That's what I'm watching. Haunting of the Queen Mary. And this is what I'm reading. And I'm going to try to be more consistent and share what I'm reading and watching more. You guys take care. Have a great weekend. I think this weekend I'm going to go see Thanksgiving, the movie by Eli Roth. Check that out. So you guys take care. Have a great evening, great weekend. And I will check in very soon. Good night.